You know when you use an AI tool and it just gets you? It feels like magic, right? Like it knows exactly what you need without you having to spell everything out. Well, guess what? That's not magic. It's engineering. And today we're going to pull back the curtain on the secret that makes it all happen. Okay, so take a look at this. It's a perfect example. Same simple request. Hey, you around for a quick sync tomorrow? On the left, you get the cheap demo answer. Yeah, it's a response, but it's totally useless, right? Now look at the right, the magical product. It gets who you are, it checks your calendar, suggests a time, and boom, sends the invite. It's the same request, but the difference in the result is just night and day. So, what is the difference here? What's that secret sauce that turns a clunky bot into an assistant you can't live without? You might think it's just a bigger, better AI model, but that's not the whole story. The real answer is way more interesting. All right, so I know what a lot of you are probably thinking. It's all about the prompt, right? Getting that perfect prompt. And for years, that's all we've heard about. Prompt engineering this, prompt engineering that. And look, it's definitely important, but it's just the tip of the iceberg. It's the first step, not the final destination. And this is where things get really clear. Prompt engineering, that's about crafting one specific instruction, a static string of text, to get one specific task done. But context engineering, that's a whole different ballgame. We're talking about designing a dynamic system, a system that feeds the AI everything it needs to handle complex, multi-step jobs. It's really the evolution of the idea. And that brings us right to the heart of it, the real secret. The engine that powers truly smart AI is context engineering. Think of it less like writing a sentence and more like being an architect, designing the entire information world an AI lives and breathes in. So let's get a clear definition on the table. What is context engineering? It's the discipline of building these dynamic systems that feed a large language model, an LLM, exactly the right info in the right format at the exact moment it's needed. See, it's not about writing one perfect prompt. It's about building a perfect, constantly flowing information pipeline for any task that comes up. Okay, to make this really stick, let's use an analogy. Imagine the large language model itself, your GPT-4, your Claude. Think of it as a super powerful CPU or a brain. It has this incredible capacity to reason and process things, but on its own, it's kind of like a blank slate. And that's where context comes in. The context is its working memory. It's the RAM. So the quality of the information you load into that RAM, that directly dictates the quality of what comes out. You know the saying, garbage in, garbage out? But if you put high-quality, super relevant info in, well, that's when you get that magic. I absolutely love this quote from a user on Reddit because it just nails the concept. They said, basically, context engineering is building that Kung Fu file so Neo can look at the camera and say, I know Kung Fu. And that's it. That's perfect. It's like you're plugging the knowledge directly into the AI, on demand, giving it the exact skills it needs for the job right then and there. Okay, so we get it. Context is critical. But how do you actually build it? What are the ingredients that go into this working memory to make an AI so smart and useful? Let's peel back the layers and see what's inside. So a really powerful context is like a cocktail, right? It's a mix of different information streams. You've got your high-level system instructions that tell the AI who it should be. You have the user's actual request, of course. Then there's short-term memory, what have we been talking about just now? And long-term memory, what does it know about me from the past? And then, this is crucial, it has retrieved information. This is stuff it pulls from databases using a technique called RAG, which stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation. And finally, it knows what tools it can use, like calendars or other APIs, to actually do things in the real world. So, engineers have these 4 core strategies to juggle all that information. They write important things to the AI's memory so it doesn't forget. They select only the most relevant bits of knowledge for the current tasks so it's not overwhelmed. They compress the information to fit everything into the model's limited attention span, its context window. And finally, they isolate different tasks from each other to keep the AI from getting confused. It's a really delicate dance, a mix of art and science. Okay, that's the theory. It all sounds great on a slide, right? But what does this actually look like in the real world? What's the impact? Well, the shift from just basic prompts to this kind of deep context engineering is honestly, it's staggering. Let's look at some real numbers. First up, insurance. A company called Five Sigma gave its AI the full context, policy details, claim histories, all the regulations. And the result? An 80% drop in claim processing errors. I mean, just think about that. That's a huge, huge leap in accuracy. Or how about at Microsoft? They gave their AI coding assistants the full context of the entire codebase and all the internal standards. What happened? Developers saw a 26% increase in the number of tasks they could complete. That's a massive productivity boost. And then you look at something like e-commerce, and it gets even crazier. By giving an AI context like a user's browsing history, what's in stock, and even the time of year, retailers have seen up to a 10-fold improvement in how well their personalized offers work. 10 times better. So when you see numbers like that, what's the real takeaway? It's this. When you get context right, AI transforms. It stops being this kind of clever, fun toy and becomes something completely different. It becomes reliable, powerful, business-critical infrastructure, the kind of thing you can actually build a company on. So where does this leave us? What does all this mean for the future of AI? Well, it points to a really fundamental shift in where the important work is happening when we build these AI products. If there's one thing you take away from this whole explainer, let it be this. For the AI agents we're building today, most failures are not model failures anymore. They're context failures. The AI didn't mess up because it wasn't smart enough. It messed up because the environment we put it in, the context we gave it, was broken or incomplete. And that leaves us with a really interesting question to chew on. If context is now king, if building the right information ecosystem around the model is more important than just tweaking the model itself, does that mean the best AI builders of the future won't be trainers, but architects? Brilliant context architects? It's definitely something to think about.